This is probably his worst loss against the Toronto Raptors. We smacked the Canadian out of him.
Right.
Welcome back to the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit. That's Big Boy Braz with us. We got Thanos back on the podcast. The Raptors, the Toronto Raptors, lay down a smackdown on the Golden State Warriors. It feels like we've had their number since we won that championship in 2019. And no Steph, no Draymond in this game, but doesn't matter. I don't feel like they would have made that big of a difference. The way they got smacked down by, at one point it felt like, they were up 61 points this game?
Yeah.
Gary Trent Jr. was a plus 54. His plus minus was a 54, a franchise record for the Toronto Raptors. And what can we say about him? The man literally comes in after the trade with Norman Powell going to the Portland Trail Blazers and Gary Trent with Rodney Hood coming to the Toronto Raptors. And he's been nothing but a stud, 22-year-old going off, nothing but good vibes, and I have nothing bad to say about him right now. His first couple games are a little rocky, but that's normal for anyone that comes to a new team and has to adjust to the new system and whatnot. But Gary Trent Jr., man, I knew to talk to me.
Yeah, I honestly think it was a good. After seeing him play a few games, I feel like it was a solid trade because he's much younger than Norman Powell.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he has more upside, more compared to Norman Powell. Like he has more of a ready shot. Like Norman took it. For Norman, it took a little bit of a while for him to get his shot going, but Gary Trent it only took him 2 games to get his game flowing again.
Yeah, three, 4 games.
Yeah, 3-4 games. Like he's really doing well right now. Like I said in the past videos, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna give up on this guy because he just starting to get into rhythm, right? But yeah, this game alone shows it all. But that guy killed it, man.
Brav's off camera, literally messaged me and was like, yo, is this real or is this a joke?
Yeah. I could not even believe it. We were up what?
61 at one point in this game.
And a half.
Let me tell you something. It's been a long time since we've seen a massive beatdown by the Raptors to another team. So seeing that was not only uplifting our spirits, but also put a smile on our faces, but also it was a reaction we haven't seen in a while. You know what I mean? The old Raptor squad will be all right, cool. That's good shit. Let's keep going. But when these guys dropped 61 points when they were leading by 61 points or whatever, I was in shock. I was like, geez, this team actually held it down. But we were missing some pieces too. I think we had Larry out.
Larry's out with the toe infection.
Yeah, for a little while. This is 7 to 10 days, but it feels like he'll be out longer.
Mm-hmm.
And with Fred VanVleet, unfortunately, he went out with a hip injury in this game. Positive note, Pascal Siakam looked like the old Spicy P. Shout out, happy birthday to him. Happy 27th birthday. He came out and balled out on his birthday. And if it wasn't for Gary Trent's plus minus on the floor, Pascal Siakam would have been the highlight of the night with the plus 49. With the plus 49 for the game. The Raptors score at the end of the game. It should have been a plus 60 blowout, but they allowed a couple of threes at the end, and then the Raptors only ended up winning by about 53, I believe. 130 to 77 was the score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Raptors beat down the Golden State Warriors 130 to 77, and I have nothing bad to say. The Raptors are due for a game like this. It kind of refreshes everybody, gets them back in that winning mentality, even after all this, the trade and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't really won any consistent games since the trade happened, and I feel like this was a good way to kind of refresh the locker room. Mm-hmm. And kind of, even though we feel like the way the season's going, it's heading in the tanking direction, I feel like we could kind of grow off of this and maybe pile up some wins and maybe even make it to the playoffs. We bash them all the time about the situation with how the season's going, but obviously these guys are still getting the legs under them since the COVID hit the whole team up, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see. The Golden State Warriors, their season isn't going as well as they thought it would with Clay going down as well at the start of the season for the second year in a row.
It tells you how much they're missing the pieces. Wiggins is good. Don't get me wrong.
Wiggins has fallen off ever since his Minnesota days.
You know what's wrong with Wiggins is that he's not willing to learn and get better. You know what I mean? And it's just his work habits, right? He's always been naturally gifted, It's just that he doesn't have the mental lift to go to the next level. And I'm sure if he did, he would be amazing.
Andrew Wiggins seems like he's the same player since he came into the league, and he's kind of plateaued, kind of like what Giannis is right now, where he's not growing and getting better with the 3-point shooting. Defensively, Andrew Wiggins looks like he got a lot better with the Golden State Warriors, but that's because a lot of the offensive load is taken off of him. And going into next season, if he's still on this team, he won't even have to score as much as he is right now, because more than likely at this moment, I feel like he's a second option to Steph Curry. Oubre kind of takes that workload off of him on some nights, but for the most part, Andrew Wiggins is the second scorer for that team right now until Klay gets back.
He's like they're pretty much constructing, like the 2014, 2015 team with Harrison Barnes.
Yeah,
that's the role. I feel like that's the role Wiggins is going to have once their team is fully healthy.
They're probably going to get like a pretty high draft pick based on how they're going.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially if Steph and Draymond miss any more games. Their team, they got some decent young pieces on there still, like Eric Pascal,
Jordan
Poole, Damian Lee. They got the other guy, number 95, I believe.
Wiseman.
They got Wiseman. If I was them, I would have went with LaMelo based on how the seasons are going.
Yeah.
Just because Klay went down, I felt like LaMelo would have filled that perfectly. Imagine having LaMelo running the point and having Steph Curry on one side and Klay on the other running.
That's what someone was saying on Bleacher Report, saying how like they should have drafted LaMelo, and like it would have been so deadly with just having Steph and Klay coming each quarter.
And LaMelo can shoot too, and he's not a small guard. He's like taller than, if not, he might be Klay's height, if not taller.
He's what, 6'7"? 6'6", 6'7", no?
Yeah, he is definitely taller than his older brother Lonzo. But I want to get into the stats. Anujan, can you pull up the stats?
While he does that, one thing I'm glad about the Raptors is that they, every piece came into play. They packed the stats because it was more of a mental morale, not mental morale, but more so like a mental uplift. We need that W. We need everyone to pack their stats because it just gives them a boost.
I did want to give another shout out to my boy Gary Trent Jr. for a second, just because as much as we love Norman Powell and miss him, I feel like we got a steal and a stud. This is a trade that was a win-win for both sides, but I feel like the projection for us, because Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum are older and there's a certain window for them, and we're kind of retooling right now. I feel like Norman Powell fits their age line better than he fits ours right now.
Norman Powell fits their module of now, right? We want to win now. And then our module now is more for the future, right? We're building a core and then build pieces around it. So Gary Trent Jr. being 21, 22, he's more for the future, and like he fits what the direction we're going in. So like you said, it was a win-win for both scenarios because it fits both agenda.
I feel like this trade worked out really well for the Raptors, even though it doesn't look like it right now because we only have a small sample of Gary Trent Jr.
For sure.
Him and OG Anunoby are basically like, they feel like they're veterans, but they're only 22 and 23 years old, right? I feel like with the lottery coming up, if we do end up going in that direction, we get another stud in a lottery. And I feel like it just works well, even though all our guys on our team with the experience they have from the playoffs and the championship run, even though they feel like veterans, they're still very young. Everyone's under 28.
That's true.
So it's like we still have this like 10-year window. With the luck of everyone being healthy, we have another opportunity to really make a run at it, like kind of what Golden State has had in the past 5-6 years with their championship run and being there every year.
The team stats from the Golden State field goal wise, they shot 26 of 79, 33%, and Raptors shot 53%, 47 of 88 attempts. Mm-hmm. The Raptors having a 20% higher field goal percentage. The 3-point shot, we shot a lot better than them. We shot 43%. We took 50. We made 15 shots and we took 35 attempts. And they took 11 shots and they took 34 attempts. 32%. So
wait, you said we made 15 threes this game?
We made 15 threes. They made 11 threes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then free throw wise, we had a little bit more free throws than them. We made 21 free throws with 25 attempts, leading to 84%. And then they shot 14 free throws out of 18 attempts, 78%. Rebounding, we had 53 and they had 38.
I feel like they had a lot more misses. When I was watching this game, it felt like they were struggling to make a shot for their life.
Yeah. Offensive rebounds were +3. They had 7, we had 10. Assists, we were 26, they were 19. Steals were 14 and they were 5. Blocks were 8 and they were 4. Turnovers, they were at 21, we had 12. Points in the paint, we had 50 and they had 26.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Plus
Yeah.
24.
Yeah. And then second chance points, we had 18 and they had 11.
Points off turnovers, what was it?
We had 30 and they had 6.
Yeah, usually the other team rocks us on that category.
Second chance points is usually off the offensive rebounding, and we get marked all the time, right?
Yeah. And then just seeing the biggest lead, they had 3 and we had 61. Personal fouls, they had 18, we had 17.
With the box score, I think Pascal was leading the way on his birthday with 36 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists.
7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He shot 14 of 24 from the field. Free throws, he was 4-4. He was perfect. He made 4 threes and missed 9.
Yeah, okay. And the second leading scorer must have been Gary Trent Jr., right?
Yeah, Gary Trent played 29 minutes, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 of 14 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and then 6 of 9 from 3. 1 steal and 2 blocks.
Once Gary Trent Jr. really gets familiar with the system and gets gets Lowry and VanVleet back in the lineup consistently, I feel like he's going to break VanVleet's record for most threes in a game.
This is what we got him for, right? To make the threes. If he keeps this up, we probably have a good chance of making the playoffs. If he puts up these amount of points, like 20 points a game, we could do something in the playoffs. Maybe an upset.
With the Portland Trailblazers, he's made at least 7 threes with guys like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum playing beside him. So it's only a matter of time when he plays with guys like less offensive, like a Lowry and a VanVleet, who are willing to be more of a facilitator than a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Gary Trent will get to that point where he's going to make 8+ threes. I'm hoping he beats the record. 22 years old, if he's looking like this right now, I can only imagine 3-4 years from now.
A lot of people gave Masai and Bobby West their heat for making that trade for Norman Powell. But now, you see, because you know why? There's not that much media attention on the Portland Trailblazers, so not many people see or know about Gary Trent Jr. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we knew because we follow ball, we know fantasy, so we follow them closely. But a lot of people, especially on social media or like not Tumblr, Reddit and all that stuff, they'll be like, oh, who the hell is Gary Trent Jr.'s trash, blah blah. But now after a few games, people are finally understanding why the trade was made. Even myself, I was kind of sad that Norman Powell was traded because he's Toronto, and then we see him grow. I'm kind of glad it went down because it helps both systems, theirs and ours.
100%. I did want to give a shout out to Malachi Flynn for stepping up when VanVleet went down. First-time rookie. Didn't really have much impact during the season for a team. Went down to G Bubble, work on his game, and then came back against the Warriors and dropped a 16-point game. Didn't he have like 16, 6, and 5?
He played 30 minutes, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Shot 7 of 12. He finally broke out of a slump. He was doing horrible before. He only shot 1 free throw and only made 1 3 out of 4 attempts with 2 steals.
Seeing him play properly like that and that many minutes kind of reminded me of a young Freddie. Defensively, he's looking like a young Freddie if he gets that playing time eventually down the road. Yeah, I could see him turning into a Fred VanVleet for sure.
But I mean, considering the fact that VanVleet might be out probably a few games after the injury, I feel like this is probably a good time for him to step up, no?
For sure, showcase his talent. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to start him, but he definitely will get most of the minutes because he's he's the only legit point guard we still have that's healthy right now.
I wanted to put out OG stats too. He played 26 minutes, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 of 12 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, with 2 steals and a block.
Since the whole COVID and his calf injury, coming back, he's been the most consistent. He's looking really good right now. Him and Gary Trent Jr.'s relationship is looking like a young DeMar Kyle Lowry.
For sure.
Even though it's still in the present right now, they're still young enough to say that there's a bright future there with those guys being our cornerstone pieces moving forward.
I didn't realize he's 23.
Yeah, he's 23.
97, So
97.
Siakam, Powell, and Freddie were all 27.
Powell is 93. Pascal Siakam and VanVleet are 94. OG is 97. And I believe Gary Trent Jr. is 98. Who on the Portland Trailblazers? I mean, not Portland Trailblazers. Sorry.
No. Golden State?
Yeah, who? I mean, was there anyone really that did anything?
So Wiggins was only leading scorer on that team. He played 26 minutes, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 9 from the field. He made 4 out of 4 free throws, and then he only made 1 3 out of 3 attempts with 2 turnovers. That's it.
This is probably his worst loss against the Toronto Raptors. We smacked the Canadian out of him. Like the way.
Yeah, I know. Like he wasn't even a factor. I think in the second half,
there's nothing they could have done.
They had no one, man. Like the other 2 guys, like Poole and Nick Mannion, they both scored 10 points.
The rookie, right?
Yeah, the rookie. Yeah.
You know what's funny though? I was reading something after the game, and it said I think it was William Liu or somebody on Bleacher Report was like these guys could have went on a 52-0 run and they still would have lost. Horrific loss, definitely embarrassing. But the funny part was you saw Steph Curry on the side when I think there was a little kerfuffle on the court. Steph Curry was on the side making jokes about the whole fighting situation. So it didn't feel like they really were embarrassed as Steve Kerr made it out to be.
Yeah, I don't think Steph even really cared about the game after.
When you win 3 championships and your 3 main guys from that core are not in the game and you get blown out, like that doesn't really show anything. But I think as a team for the young guys, it was definitely
embarrassing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that purple jersey, that statement jersey, they made a statement.
What do you guys think about that jersey, though?
Oh, the earned jersey.
Earned jersey.
Yeah.
You earned it.
You like it?
Yeah, I like the colors. I like the colors on it. It was a little plain for me.
Yeah.
I feel like straight up, I feel like these jerseys, like there's no creativity, man. Like that's not a topic, but I just feel like there's no creativity in these jerseys. I feel like it's just like a same theme, just different color scheme.
I feel like they should try to recreate the Raptor jersey with the Raptor on it and make a new school version of it, you know?
Yeah.
Make a new school version. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want to start off with the Gold Star?
Yeah, the Gold Star I'm giving to Gary Trent and Siakam.
I would say Gold Star for both of them. Birthday Boy definitely did his thing. He did his thing. Gary Trent Jr., newly acquired Raptor, did his thing. Yeah, 100%. Right. So we'll give the co-star to both of them, or star player of the game. Let them split it. Under the bus, I'm throwing Stanley Johnson because I feel like he played bare minutes and he didn't do jack shit. No points and 7 rebounds?
Yeah, 0.7 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 0 of 6 from the field and 0 of 2 from the three-point line with 1 turnover.
What did Bembry get?
Yeah, they both had the same amount of minutes, 20 minutes each. Bembry had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 of 2 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line with 2 steals and 3 turnovers.
And the final candidate to make the bus is Aaron Baines or Watanabe. Which one gets on there?
Yo, Aaron Baines, throw a clown.
Aaron Baines, because Watanabe actually did something. He played 13 minutes with 6 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 of 6 from the field, and with 1 turnover. And Baines, he played 24 minutes, 5 points, 7 rebounds. Oh, wow, 7 rebounds, man. Like, he's the type of guy that doesn't get any rebounds at all. 1 assist, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and 0 of 1 from the three-point line with 1 steal and 2 blocks. I think Aaron Baines is going to be on the bus for, like, the rest of the season. He needs to just sit on the bus, man. He's not getting on the bus.
Until Aaron Baines leaves the Raptor roster, man.
He's going to sit in there.
Take the bus and just completely dip, right?
Yeah, unless he actually steps up some game.
All right, well, the way they got blown out, it was a group effort. The bench had to come in and do something for them to keep a lead like this consistently with the starters being out, in and out of the lineup during this game, and then Kyle Lowry being out, Fred VanVleet being out. I feel like the bench definitely was there, but like we said, we always have to have somebody on the bus. And if Stanley Johnson can't score in 20 minutes and DeAndre Bembry can't do anything in 20 minutes and Aaron Baines got 24 minutes and can only get 7 rebounds with 5 points, they got to be on that bus. So we agree on that?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we end this podcast? Because next game, can we start a winning streak? Because the last time we had a winning streak was in February.
Before COVID fucked us over.
Yeah, exactly. And we've already matched our winning total from March with 1 win. So realistically, I mean, we can't get any worse than this. We already got the 1 W. Now we're going into facing the Washington Wizards. They're just around our area in terms of the playoff contention and tanking situation.
I don't even know what we're doing at this point. I really don't know.
Russell Westbrook is doing his thing with the triple doubles, stuffing the stat sheet. Bradley Beal might not play for this game, and Rui Hachimura might be a question mark. So, if anything, based on how the Raptors played this game and the momentum we've got, I think we can win a second game in a row, go back to back. Yeah. But till then, any final thoughts?
Let's get this W. No, I'm lying. Let's just take this L and start tanking.
Let's make a statement.
Yeah, Braz, I'm going to ask you this one last thing before we go. Do we really need to use reverse psychology against the Wizards because we've had their number since 2018?
We need to. We have to. That's the only way. If we keep saying we're going to win, we're going to lose. We have black tongue.
On that note, we're going to lose. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't liked the video, like it already. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe already. What are you waiting for? Y'all slacking, bro. And we'll be back for the post-game podcast against the Washington Wizards, hopefully with the back-to-back win. A lot more positivity heading into the latter part of the season and maybe make that final push to get into the playoffs. Don't know what's going to happen when we get there, but let's just see how it goes. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace!